Hi, this is Bob Carlisle, President of Concrete Fastening Systems. We're going to do a short video on the 1/2 by 12 inch zinc plated wedge anchor. Now, the 1/2 by 12 inch zinc plated wedge anchor is designed for use in solid concrete and should never be used in brick or block based materials. It's also zinc plated, so it is designed for use for indoor applications, dry atmospheres where there's no moisture. You don't want to use this anchor outdoors in wet where there's a lot of moisture. Now, the description, the nomenclature, 1/2 by 10. The first number refers to the 1/2 inch, refers to the diameter of the anchor, or the nut size, which is 1/2 inch. The length is 12 inches, so it's 12 inches overall, and it's measured from end to end, including the threads. The diameter of the hole that you need to drill in the concrete is 1/2 inch, so anchor size is hole size, 1/2 inch diameter, 1/2 inch hole in the concrete. The fixture hole, the diameter of the hole in the fixture needs to be slightly larger. If you're going to take this anchor and put it through the item being fastened and into the concrete, that hole needs to be slightly larger, 9/16 of an inch minimum. You can do 5/8, 9/16, slightly larger to allow the anchor to fit through the hole and into the concrete. Now, the hole depth needs to be slightly deeper than the anchor will be installed in the concrete. So if this anchor is installed 3 inches in the concrete, that hole in the concrete needs to be drilled a minimum of 1/2 inch deeper than the anchor will penetrate. It can be 2.5, 3 inches, 4 inches. It doesn't need the bottom of the hole, but it needs to be slightly, a minimum, slightly deeper than the anchor will penetrate the concrete. The minimum embedment on this anchor is 2.25 inches. So you have to install this anchor 2.25 inches minimum, 3 inches, 4 inches, maybe 5 inches at the most. The rest of the anchor length is for the material that you're fastening down to the concrete, and this anchor is designed for a maximum thickness of material to fasten down is 9.75 inches. These anchors need to be spaced away from each other a minimum of 10 anchors, so that's 5 inches. And that's the minimum. That's from middle of the anchor to middle of the anchor, minimum of 5 inches away from each other, and that's a rule of thumb. Now, they also need to be kept away from an unsupported edge, a minimum amount of 2.5 inches. And again, that's a rule of thumb. A little bit further in would be fine, but you don't want to get closer than 2.5 inches. Once you put this anchor in the concrete and turn this nut finger tight, you put a wrench on it and you torque it up. You can maximum torque on this anchor is 60 foot-pounds, and the minimum amount you should be torquing this anchor is 50 foot-pounds. This anchor is stamped on the end with the letter T, and that allows for post-installation inspection. Once the anchor is installed in the concrete, by looking at that letter T, you can know what length the anchor is. You can subtract the amount of the anchor sticking out of the concrete and determine the depth of the embedment of this concrete anchor once it's installed in the concrete. They come packaged 25 pieces per box, and they come with nuts and washers, so there's 25 nuts and 25 washers in each box also. Go to our website at www.confast.com and buy direct.